My name is Chalon, and I have a Bookish podcast called Bookmarked by Chalon Live, and I'm starting my second season and chatting with some authors. And this is my first week of filming, and somehow I scheduled 4 authors this week. So let me give you a little behind the scenes peek at how I am prepping for each of the chats. And today's chat I am so excited about. It's I am just really excited about this book, about chatting with this author. But I have to figure things out because after Black Romance Book Festival, I got some new books. The books are overwhelming me. So I need to reorganize my space in order to film. We've got some progress. We're not gonna worry about that. But we got some progress. So let's get into prepping. So I am more put together. Got a little makeup on my face, got my filming shirt on. I like how I feel in this color. And if I have the book of focus, I usually have it up there so it can be seen during the video. So I'm all set up. And let me show you a little bit of how I record. So this is my setup. I have my mic that I just plug into my computer, and I've been using Substack to record the podcast so far. I may have to make some changes soon because I want to be able to have panels and things like that, but that's regardless. So they have their own recording studio here, and that's what I use. Here's my view in Substack, and you can go into the recording studio just like you're making a post. And I really love this feature because it makes it easy for me to record conversations with guests, and it is free. It is free. At the time of this recording, it's free. So I wanted a way to be able to start these chats without having to spend a lot of money on software. This is the best option that I found so far. You can connect any mics you want, any cameras you want. I use that plug-in mic that I showed you, and then I also use my iPhone camera to have the clearest picture possible. And then you just search for the person on Substack. So for guests, I ask them in advance if they have a Substack. And if not, I give them instructions on how to create an account, and it is free. They don't need to have any followers, subscribers, any of that in order to join the conversation, which is great. And it just makes it simple. You cannot see here a guest because I don't have a guest on this view, but they pop up. And before we get into the chat, I just give them some context about the chat, ask if there's anything they want me to mention, and then we get to recording. Officially wrapped up my chat with Therese. It was just so amazing. I just love hearing how folks got into their writing journey, and Ebony Jones was just such a fun read. Definitely, if you are in the mood to laugh, if you want some heat, that is the one to pick up. I'm so excited. So what I already did is I saved the recording. And I am going to use some of the notes that I had taken prior to the chat to use that to do my description for the episode. And then I have a chat tomorrow. So I'm going to take a little bit of break, and then I'm going to spend a little bit of time prepping for that one. And we'll check in tomorrow to see who I'm chatting with and if there's anything I want to change for that chat compared to this one. I am set up for day 2 of filming my marathon week. My marathon week of chats. So today's guest is Charmaine Everly, who is a debut author. And I always love finding out like what finally propelled someone into publishing their first book. So we'll talk about that and her debut novel, Right Pieces, Wrong Man, where a woman has to decide if she's settling for her current partner or if there's something more out there. That one was messy. So I'm excited to see what she has to say about that one and see how this finished the chat. And it went so well. It was just, it was so good. Got to get into Charmaine's backstory and just, all of the intentionality she's placing into her journey and how she started. This is a good one. Definitely. Right now, what I'm about to do is I am going to make note of a few things that I think will be good clips so I don't forget them by the time the video processes, and I'm trying to make those posts. And then I'm doing a couple of tweaks for my chat tomorrow, and I will share that one with you. Hey, I am ready. Mostly. I am ready. I am about to chat with Tati Richardson, who I love, as you can see. As you can see here, I'm just so excited. I think this is going to be a great conversation. I was able to prep my questions. I'm still trying to work out timing because we could talk all day, but you all are not going to watch 2-3 hours of a conversation. You're not. But just be honest. So I think I got a good swing because I do want to talk about her latest release, Struck Speechless, but then also the Secret series. Like, come on. How could I not talk about the Secret series? And then also I'm going to try to squeeze in a little bit about Real Girls Get Down. If you have not read that short, definitely read that one. And I'm hoping that we can get more in that realm because that was just so interesting, so different, so interesting. But we will see. We'll see what information I get, but I'm all set up. Got my computer ready, got my mic ready. Be ready to go. Another day, another chat, a new hairstyle. I'm so excited. This is the last chat in my marathon week of back-to-back chats. So this one, we're talking about Flooding the River, and I'm really excited to chat about this one. This one is a coming of age story, and the main character, when I tell you, I tried to remember what it was like to be in my early 20s and figuring stuff out. Lola girl. It was really good, and I'm excited to chat about it and how the author's Nigerian heritage influenced Lola's journey as a Nigerian American who's in Nigeria for a writing program and loves being there, and then things get complicated because of 2 men. So I'm so excited to chat about it, learn more about her author origin story, and after this, since I'll be finished recording, it'll be editing. So I will show you what that looks like on my end. I don't do too much editing unless there's like a technical issue or like something weird happens. So the chats are presented as is for the most part. But I'll show you what that looks like next. So I took myself to the workspace so I can get some final editing done for the episode. The thing that takes the longest is waiting for the video to download. Getting the video to download, making sure everything is right, making sure I have the end screen on there for YouTube purposes, editing the captions, because there has never been a video where I have not had to edit anything in the caption. And I want to make sure everything is spelled correctly and all that. So I'm in the final stage now. But I'm ahead of schedule because the episode does not come out until Wednesday. It is currently Sunday, but I wanted to get ahead of it so I can get the other ones prepped and ready to go. So that way I don't have to think about it. So let me go ahead and get back to it.